rescue mission nears success in collapsed tunnel. Nakhon Ratchasima, rescuers digging through the debris in a collapsed train tunnel are just about 1 meter away from reaching one of the 3 trapped workers, the provincial governor reported on Wednesday morning. Pheu Thai Excludes stated that the rescue team is proceeding cautiously toward the 3 victims, whose vital signs are still detectable through scanners. Soil and rocks continue to fall inside the under-construction tunnel, raising safety concerns for both the rescuers and the victims. The rescue tunnel must be continuously reinforced with supports as they progress. Soil is the main obstacle to the rescue mission, he explained. Falling earth has created overhead openings, allowing sunlight to reach the rescuers on Wednesday morning, the governor added. Officials and rescuers remain hopeful as every scan still detects the vital signs of all 3 trapped men. We hope the vehicles trapped in the collapsed tunnel provide a protective space for the 3 men. Workers in such conditions are trained on how to survive in the event of a collapse, Governor Pheu said. A scan indicated that rescuers were approximately 1.2 meters away from one victim, with another about 4 meters away and the third 8 meters, he noted. 2 of the trapped workers are Chinese nationals, a construction supervisor and a backhoe driver. The third is a Myanmar truck driver. They have been trapped since the tunnel collapsed on Saturday night. The tunnel is part of the Sino-Thai high-speed railway project under construction between Bangkok and Nong Khai province, which borders Laos. The collapse occurred about 1.5 kilometers from the tunnel entrance near the Klong Kanan Chit train station in Chan Thuk, Pak Chong district, Nakhon Ratchasima. Pheu Thai Party moves to exclude PPRP from coalition. The ruling Pheu Thai Party is poised to exclude the Palang Pracharath Party, PPRP, from the new coalition government, amid expectations that the new cabinet will be finalized by the end of the week. Following a party meeting on Tuesday, Pheu Thai Secretary-General Sorawong Phaenthong stated that the MPs agreed to ask the party's executive committee to leave the PPRP out of the new coalition government. Mr. Sorawong noted that party MPs were dissatisfied with the PPRP's actions, particularly its leader, Gen Praet Wongsawan, who failed to appear for a vote to elect Paetongtarn Shinawatra as Prime Minister in the House on August 16. When asked if the opposition Democrat Party would be invited to join the coalition, Mr. Sorawong said that Pheu Thai would need to gather enough support from multiple parties to ensure the government's stability. Besides the Democrat Party, several other parties may be approached to join the new government, including 6 renegade MPs from the opposition Thai Sang Thai Party who voted for Ms. Paetongtarn as Prime Minister, Mr. Sorawong added. Sources within Pheu Thai indicated that Gen Praet failed to attend the votes for both Ms. Paetongtarn and Sretha Thavisin for premier positions last year. The MPs also suspected that Gen Praet might have influenced a group of 40 senators to petition the Constitutional Court to dismiss Mr. Sretha for appointing former convict Pikit Chunban as a PM's office minister, according to the sources. Ms. Paetongtarn mentioned on Tuesday that forming a new cabinet has not been completed due to ongoing internal issues within the PPRP. So, we have to wait for a while, she said, adding that she will have the final say on who will become cabinet ministers. Background checks are being conducted on candidates for cabinet posts, she mentioned. A policy statement has already been prepared to be announced in Parliament once the appointment of new ministers receives royal endorsement, she said. As a coalition partner, the PPRP has nominated the same 4 MPs from the last government to serve as ministers in the new Pheu Thai-led cabinet. If the ruling party deems any of the 4 ineligible, the PPRP will provide replacements, it stated. Caretaker Agriculture and Cooperatives Minister and Party Secretary-General Captain Thammasat Prompau claimed he missed the party's meeting last Friday due to a more important engagement. Captain Thammasat also noted that he was in Pheu and Chiang Rai to assist flood victims. Despite the apparent rift between Captain Thammasat and Gen Praet, reportedly sparked by their differences over new cabinet minister nominations within the PPRP's quota, Captain Thammasat said he did not submit a separate list of PPRP MPs to Pheu Thai. Rumors suggest Captain Thammasat was negotiating with a key faction in the opposition Democrat Party for a possible deal to secure cabinet seats for both sides, a claim he denied. Media reports indicated Captain Thammasat was initially removed from the list submitted to Pheu Thai due to his questionable eligibility, which reportedly caused friction between him and Gen Prawit. Pheu Thai, who became acting Prime Minister after Mr. Sretha's dismissal by the Constitutional Court, previously stated that the new cabinet lineup is expected to be ready by the end of the week. Once finalized, the lineup will be submitted to His Majesty the King for royal endorsement. Scholar calls for overhaul of alcohol laws. An instructor at Thammasat University has joined a chorus advocating for measures to promote alcohol consumption, including extending retail sales hours. According to one pro-alcohol academic, the government should amend the laws to allow longer alcohol selling hours for tourists, lift the total ban on alcohol advertisements, reduce import tariffs on alcoholic beverages, adjust the excise tax structure, and provide more support to small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, that produce or sell alcohol. More flexibility is needed to adapt to changing tourism demands and minimize the impact of alcohol control laws on businesses and tourists, said Suthakorn Kinki, an assistant professor at Thammasat University's Research and Consultancy Institute. No more bans on alcohol sales on significant religious holidays and hotels. The total ban on alcohol adverts should be replaced with ads that include a health warning, he said. Citing findings from a recent survey of both Thais and foreign tourists, he noted that most respondents claim they drink alcohol once or twice a week. Most prefer drinking beer or liquor at a restaurant or bar, with the flavor of the alcoholic beverages being the most important factor, followed by the ambience, Mr. Suthakorn explained. As many as 98% of those surveyed reported never having experienced any serious alcohol-related problems after drinking, apart from the occasional hangover, Mr. Suthakorn said. Most of the tourism businesses surveyed complained about the restrictions on alcohol selling times, saying these limitations were hurting their operations in an already sluggish economy. The laws banning alcohol adverts are somewhat vague and prone to abuse by corrupt law enforcement officers, the academic pointed out. The country's excise tax structure should also be revised, he suggested. Alcoholic beverages should be taxed in proportion to their pure alcohol content. Lowering alcohol taxes on imported liquor would boost sales for tourism businesses. The government should also encourage the use of local ingredients in cocktail drinks, Mr. Suthakorn proposed. Thailand Pracharath, president of the Thai Hotels Association, THA, welcomed Mr. Suthakorn's suggestion to relax the time limits on alcohol sales, saying the daily prohibition from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. should be lifted. My wish is for hotels to be designated as places where alcoholic beverages can be served to guests around the clock. Hotels are places where international drinking culture is the norm, said Mr. Thailand Pracharath. If we can sell more alcohol, we will earn more. Conversely, when we can't serve customers alcohol, they get frustrated. Sometimes they just want to unwind with a beer after a long flight, he added. Senate agrees in principle on referendum bill. The Senate has agreed in principle to the referendum bill passed by the House of Representatives, despite several senators voicing opposition primarily because the bill replaces the referendum's double majority requirement with a single majority, or more than half of the votes cast. At the conclusion of Tuesday's deliberation on the charter referendum bill in the upper house, the Senate voted 179-5, with 3 abstentions, to pass the bill in its first reading. Senator Pheu Thai voiced his opposition to removing the double majority requirement for the charter referendum. The double majority refers to a provision in the Referendum Act that requires 2 conditions for a referendum result to be binding. First, more than 50% of eligible voters must have participated in the referendum, and the majority of those who cast votes must approve it. If about 10 million people turn out to vote, only 5 million are required to support it for the referendum to pass, which would only represent 10% of the 52 million eligible voters nationwide, Mr. Pheu explained. For those who think the double majority requirement will delay the charter rewrite, I actually believe there is no need to rush the rewrite, but it is crucial to ensure the proposal is legal, he stated. Senator Prapart Pintobtang said the double majority requirement, used in several other countries, has discouraged many voters from casting their ballots. Senator Turret urged Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra to revise the cabinet's resolution to include double-barreled questions about the referendum.